Hi everyone, I had several requests to make a small tutorial on how I made the double loaded tags. Now they don't differ very much on how Michelle Randolph, I'll link a channel down below in the description box, how she creates her loaded pockets. But here a quick tutorial and explanation. So I'll put this off. I used as a base this gorgeous Crealise die. And that's the, let's see, from Cindy's Scrap Shop, and that is, oops, no, this is a wrong label attached to it, sorry. It's Crea 052. Now, if you don't have a tag metal shaped die like this, you can create your own tag, and it measures 4 by 8 inches, so 4 inches in width, 8 inches in height, and then you will have more or less, as you see, the same size, just a tidbit, just to give it you a tidbit small, just to work a little bit better with the measurements. And if you have eventually the Prima tag dies, why not use these as a base to make your pocket tags? The hinges will be each time then the distance from this point to the bottom point. If you create your hinges, and that would be, let's see if I can find a good ruler. Sorry, I don't have my inch ruler. That would be in centimeters here, 22 and a half. And inches, I hope I can read it because my inches are all used up. Just a tidbit smaller than 9 inches. It could be 8 3/4 maybe, about that. So that will be the height of your inches. If you created your own tag, again, from this point to this point will be the height of your hinges. I hope I'm making sense here. Yeah, I'm sorry, but my letters are all used up here. So in centimeters, it is 18 centimeters. Don't know how much inches that is, but I'm gonna show you. So for video purposes, I did prepare one already. So as you see, as I'll show you, it will make sense. You see, the height of my inches for the tags I use is measured from this point to that point. The loaded tag also has a little bottom, and that's in centimeters, 1 centimeter. And if you work in inches, just make it yourself easy and use half an inch bottom. And the bottom again will be the width of your tag. Is your tag 4 inches, then the width of your bottom will be 4 inches. This one was 10.2 centimeters. I just see just a tidbit sticking out. So if a tidbit is sticking out, just trim it off. So this is what we will be creating. So if you make a double loaded tag, you're going to need 4 tags. 4 of the large tags and 4 hinges. So height of the hinges and the width of the hinges depends from how often you are going to score. Now if you want to score just like this, 1 2 3 4 5 6, the width of your hinge will be in inches 3 inches, and you will score every half inch. If you work in centimeters, it will be 6 centimeters, and you will score every centimeter, just to make it easier. And you will have this little hinge here. It's a little bit bigger than the other one, so you will able to tuck a little bit more extra in here. So let's take our 2 tags. We have 1, we have 2, we have our bottom hinge, which is this part. And I took some preparation already, so this is one of the side hinges, and this is how the hinge unscored looks. So 6 centimeters by the height, and then if you work in inches, 3 inches, and you will score every half an inch. I don't know if you can see the hinge more lines. I will take my scoreboard. Now this is a metric one, so as I said, you will score every centimeter. So 1, 2, 3. Now I did pre-score it, that's why I'm going over it lightly, and 4. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 score line marks. Maybe on this side you will see it better. And then you start folding. Your first fold will be down, and you start fan folding your hinge. That's about it. Just give it a good crease with your bone folder. I like to wiggle it on a flat surface that everything comes nice and straight, like that. And then on these sides, this side, this one here, and this one here, you will add your score tape or whatever glue you like to use. I like to use a combination of both. I use my red liner tape, which in general sticks very well. And on top of that, I will add a little bit of wet glue, because it will give me some wiggly movement, just in case if the first time you don't glue it straight away, you can still move it because of the wet glue. That's it. There you are. We're gonna remove the hinges. I'm gonna remove first 2 of the bottom pieces. Why? Because I'm gonna make it myself a little bit easier. I'm gonna glue this in between my bottom, just that space there. I hope you can see it clearly, and this one goes there. Wait a minute, I think I glued it upside down. Okay, no, it's the other way, sorry. So it's, let's see, so the hinges have to go like this. They have to go like this on your, sorry, oh, I told you I'm not so good in tutorials. I don't have the right setup. So that they have to go like this. So the folded side has to go against the edge. So I'm going to take my hinge and put that in the bottom, just like that, and I'll push it down. I'll do the same here, and I push it down. Just give it a good rub there. I'm going to do the same with the other hinge. Again, make sure that your folded edges here are on the outside. The reason why I do this, I found it easier this way to glue my base to the hinges. And glue it down the other way. Try to glue it as straight as you can. There you are. Press it down. I'm gonna remove the first red liner tape. I'll grab my glue. Now the glue I use is one from a local store. It works well for me, and it doesn't make the paper wobble. Should be having a piece of paper here. Yeah, clean my fingers. Take my tag now, and I'm gonna carefully position it with the bottom. I'm gonna carefully position it here on the sides, and I measured it quite precisely, and carefully press down that your fold is equal. See, nice and equal. I'm gonna lay it flat on the and press it down. Well, now I'm gonna take the other side. I'm gonna do the same. Try to be as precise as you can. Now this is handmade. Don't make it too much fuss. If it's just a little bit, there we are. Our fourth side is glued down. Let's press this down as well. This glue does dry, gives you weekly time, but it still dries rather fast. The other side, and add some glue. I could have added some double-sided tape here too. You can do that if you prefer. Let's do this. There. Pick out the correct side of the tag. Gonna lay it down. This may be a little bit more trickier, the other side. Let's make that. Looks good. There you are. Here is your tag, and this time the hinge is a little bit bigger than my original one. Now, as I said, video purposes, I did make already another one, and this is how you're going to connect them. Now mine has a straight edge here, so I made a connector piece as wide as the top part of the tag. I laid it over the top, and as these corners I then afterwards I tempered. If you see just a tidbit, I tempered the corners a bit, matching the top part of the loaded envelope. Now if you don't like seeing this piece, just glue it now, and then you can layer your inner lining, and this is how you will connect them. Let's do that quickly. I will line these. Decoration is up to you, unless you want to see another video how I decorate it, but then it could be a very long video because I'm such a slow crafter. So now I used the same label tag. I measured it and I repositioned it, and I gave it the same size. And let's put these together. Now with glue, let's take some clothespins there too. And here is already your double loaded tag base. Now for the mid part, again, you're gonna make a piece the same width as a bottom part. Now this is something you decide yourself for how large it's going to be. I took 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch, half an inch, half an inch. Now if you would work a centimeter, I think I took 1.5 centimeter, 1.5 centimeter, and this is 4. So 4 is 8, and 1.5 is 3. So this is 11 by the width. So in my case that was 10.2 centimeters. If you made your own tag like this, your width will be 4 inches. And then if you do this 1.5 inch, that's a 3, and then the 2.5 inches, that's 4 inch. So in your case it will be square, unless you want this a little bit bigger. But I think if it drops open and it slides, it doesn't slide wider than this, which is a nice width to slide open. I hope I'm still making sense and I'm not too confusing. Just in case any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'm really doing my best. My next project will be a beautiful card that I saw on a Dutch blog, of which I'm really ready to do a tutorial about it as well, but then with English measurements, because the lady on the Dutch blog, she only posted it in centimeters. So we're gonna position this. As you see, I used again wet glue down at the bottom. Try to be as straight as you can. And what I sometimes do is this. And the reason again why I use wet glue here is in the other loaded envelope I just used double-sided tape, not a red liner, another one, and it always seems to come loose, so that see. I hope enough. You see, thanks to the wet glue, it gives you a better opportunity to move. Now this is about it. It is correct. So here you are. Look at this. You already have the base of your main loaded tags. Now it's up to you of how you're going to add your other pockets. Now on one I will add a pocket at this height, and another one, a third one on this height. And again, if you create your hinges going to be the distance from this point here to this point, as you see. And again, I cut my hinges at 3 inch and I scored at every half an inch, so that I have again the 5 score lines. 1 2 3 4 5 score lines. I don't know if you want to see me doing all of this, but let's do this quickly. Again, the bottom I'm gonna do the same. And I'm sorry. So again, this is my bottom. These are my hinges. Glue these as straight as I can on here. It's one side. Let's make it short, and that's the other side. And there. Where is the other one? Here is the other one. And I have horrible nails. So I hope this tutorial is a little bit helpful. Even if you don't have the tag dies, there are always alternatives to create a same type of loaded tag. Just make your own ones, or maybe you have one of those large tags from a different brand. I'm sure there are more brands that have those extra large tags. A little bit too much. Let's rub that off with my tip. That's should be nice and straight. Just that's perfect. And on this side, once everything is in position, you shouldn't be having trouble positioning this one. Just let's push this one a little bit closer to the edge. There. Burnish. And then this will be attached to the base. Normally you do this before you put the two tags together, but I wanted to be sure that everything was covered. I wouldn't forget anything on how to explain it. So then let's attach this. Try to glue it as nice as you can with the base, and also here. Let's get there. Let's put this here. I'm gonna use my bone folder a bit. There. And this side. Sometimes I use a pencil because that's just a little bit longer, just to make sure my folds here and everything now is rather nice and equal. Now there you have your second pocket. Now sometimes I do put a little clothespin somewhere because I can see that my base isn't gluing well, so just hold it. I can't put any clothespins here for now because it's too tight. It won't work. There it is. There is your second pocket, and you're gonna try to use a ruler to burnish. That will be better. It's a little bit more fiddly because your space is smaller, and if it still doesn't glue, it needs time to set. So that's pocket number 2. And if you want to add a third pocket, where are my hinges? Here are my hinges. And this time I'm going to be smarter. I'm going to use some red liner tape. No, I need a smaller one as well. I hope this tutorial is not too long, and otherwise just watch in fast forward. I don't have a webcam yet or a microphone, so there's no way I can do this with a voiceover, so you'll be watching it in real time. There, and again, for the smaller pocket you will do the same. Oh, now I removed it completely. Well, again with your hinges. This one I used a smaller hinge. Here I cut it just at 2 inches, and you scored 3 times, each time at half an inch. So half an inch, half an inch, half an inch, half an inch. And then this is your hinge that will measure the height of your tag, of your pocket here again. This piece. And then you scored. I wanted this one to be a little bit smaller. So again, you're gonna attach your hinge. If you like to do it in another way, so please feel free. This works for me the best. Push this down in there. And I don't know why I put it. Oh yeah, sorry, I was a little bit confused for a minute. So now we're gonna, this time I'm going to do the other way and add a little bit of wet glue. Just another way to attach your hinge. If it works better for you this way, then go ahead. As you see, it could be easier. This way you can push your hinges better down against the base. Now there's a little stain here, but no worries, that will be covered by your designer paper. And now we attach the last pocket, and then I will stop doing, because if you want to do a pocket on the other one, it's this side, it's actually the same procedure. Just this will give you a small idea on how I created the double loaded pocket tag. And just in case you don't have the tags, I did give you some alternatives on how to create it. You don't always need all the luxury. I don't have big brand names. I can't afford always the big brand names. I work a lot on a budget. And there you are, look at this. Isn't this just nice to see? So, and it will expand and it gives you plenty of space. Now if you like, I did cut already, but I'm not gonna show you this one. Also a tag for the back. And again, the hinges will be the height here. I might make him a little bit smaller, just halfway, like that. So I will cut this. Now you can cut the tag. The tag does come this large, but you can use the same tag to make it smaller. Now if I wanted to make this smaller, I will reposition my tag over here. I'll make sure that they click back in the same holes, and I will drive it through, just through the point here, through my die cutting machine, and it will have shortened my tag, and I will still have the beautiful stitched line at the bottom. So I hope this little tutorial helped a bit. Let me know what you think, and if there's any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you all for watching, commenting and subscribing. Bye!